Umineko double feature.
It's true. Yeah. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Umineko double feature picture show.
Wouldn't it be technically a triple?
No. Well, I mean, we're gonna be. It's more gonna be like a quad show because we're gonna be going from. It's gonna be today. It's gonna be today and Wednesday as well because B's teeth are gonna be hurting for quite some time.
Man. I wish that I was on the loopy juice whenever that happened. All I did was feel numb.
I was passed out underneath the knife when it happened.
I've become so nice.
I also had to be careful not to bite my tongue a lot.
Alrighty
damn,
then.
I'm about to be worried about that. But anyways.
Oh yeah. The tongue biting is a big thing. Also, accidentally biting the side of your jaw, because there's a chance that's gonna fuck you up too while you're numb.
So,
God damn it.
I remember one
you
time.
You eat the inside of the cheek.
Mm-hmm.
I remember one time I had gone to get my teeth done, right? And afterwards, my whole the upper portion of up to my nose and the front of my jaw, or not jaw, the fucking frontal part, the top teeth, were just numb, and my non-clear thinking brain went, you know what? I'm gonna go get some fucking Chinese and eat that.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, nothing bad happened. But I did apparently play risky.
Oh yeah, the day I know the day I got my wisdom teeth taken out, I was like, you know what's a good idea? Let's get some fucking sushi. Yeah.
See, I've made my plan, which is on Wednesday, the day I don't have surgery, to get all the good food that I want before I can't have it.
Alrighty then. So, without further ado, we're just gonna fucking get right into it.
No sponsors today?
We're in a fucking war right now. There's no time for sponsors. Buy Assure Me a War Bonds. There you go.
There you go.
Buy war bonds today. Dang it, I can't do Mel Blanc.
Whenever you're good,
Which of you mentioned mystery?
Rindy.
Does the nurse blade work in them?
I see if our foes are calling it a mystery.
Blood-red longsword in hand, Delanor slowly walked forward. Behind her walked Will, tapping his back with his black blade.
If you don't think this is fantasy, then let's have your theories.
I cannot wait to hear your explanations.
The crowd of goats stepped back. Though they had been so vicious against the illusions, they stepped back when faced with this pair wielding swords of mystery.
There have been a great many closed room murders on this game board. Choose whichever you please and we will parry all your attacks.
No. We don't have to defend anything.
Indeed. The purpose of a mystery is to offer a challenge. There's no need for us to play defense.
Do you get it yet?
Oh jeez.
Ah, jeez. You're the ones in the hot seat now.
Blue truth cut the goats apart. The blue truth dwelt within each and every one of the riddles from Beato's games so far. What about the closed room with the chain? First game, second Twilight. What about the closed room of the chapel? Second game, first Twilight. What about the trick to killing Nanja? Third game, ninth Twilight. There was no end to the blades. The countless riddles Beatrice left behind became blades, challenges that tore the goats apart. You want to deny fantasy? You have to make a counter-argument. You have to deal with every single trick as a mystery. However, while most of the goats called themselves anti-fantasy, they hadn't thought up any answers for the mystery. Though every now and then, goats with answers did appear.
Someone outside the Yoshiramiya family was hiding on the island and...
Nox is first. It is forbidden for the culprit to be anyone not mentioned in the early part of the story.
There were multiple culprits all working separately, and it just happened to look like a single culprit.
Van Dyne's 12th. There must be but one true culprit.
You mean everything but that is forbidden?
Boring, right? To have a genre like that. Personally, I think that a mystery should be more flexible.
This is the goat.
And Nox commandments and the 20 Van Dyne rules are behind the times. The definition of the mystery genre should change with the era.
And now they get uppity.
Perhaps we are behind the times.
In that case, let's see if you have any theories that can satisfy us.
Come.
The whole crowd of goats charged them. In their fangs, each one of them carried theories to crush Beato's closed rooms. The bodies of these goats differed from those who had become corpses so easily. They had mystery-style answers to several closed rooms. So it would take several blade hits to get them a fatal wound. However, Beato had left many blades behind. All of them were exceedingly sharp. So the pair of Inquisitors didn't think this would be a desperate battle. This is mystery. The goal is to use all your imagination and knowledge to challenge each of the riddles head on. Doing so is the greatest pleasure of the mystery genre. So they laughed. Both Will and Delanor laughed. With smiles of admiration and at the theories the goats had put everything they had into, they countered with blades from all of the closed rooms. The crowd of goats was no longer an encirclement, but a great wave threatening to swallow the pair up. And yet the pair repelled the enemy without giving an inch. They resisted firmly, cutting through the waves of wailing goats. It's like an ice-breaking ship knocking a path through a frozen sea.
They entered
They entered the closed room through a hidden passage that no one else could use, and...
Nox is third. It is forbidden for hidden passages to exist.
After the hidden passage was used, it was welded shut and became unusable, so no hidden passages could exist at the time of inspection.
Nox is eighth. It is forbidden for the case to be resolved with clues that are not presented.
These are all fake murders, so no one is actually dead. So, all closed rooms were constructed by the so-called victims.
Delanor hesitated for just an instant. After all, this cliched and simple theory managed to get around both Beato's closed rooms and the Noct commandments. Delanor saw nothingness inside the goat's massive jaws.
Van Dyne's 7th. It is forbidden to have a crime without a corpse.
The goat's jaws seemed to close around Delanor's head. However, the upper and lower jaws were no longer connected, so the upper half merely slid off to the side.
I guess even the great Nox forgot to forbid fake murders.
There are many splendid mysteries besides murder.
The goats were about to back off and let the pair have a nice, long chat about the mystery genre. The next massive figure immediately enveloped them. Will's blade drew a diagonal slash across its chest, but it only cut through its clothes, leaving no wound.
The 20 wedges don't work on this one.
Eleanor also hit it with her longsword, but still, it just cut clothes without leaving a mark on its body. Could this goat have a theory that doesn't violate Nox or Van Dyne?
Nox and Van Dyne are meaningless. All closed rooms can be explained by a single solution. After all,
In attempt to stop the goat from saying any more, Will and Delanor hit it with blades from every closed room, as well as stakes from the 10 Commandments and the 20 Rules, but none of them had any effect. Slowly the goat clenched its massive fists together, and then raised them up high.
after all.
Will,
With a roar, Will slammed into the goat giant with his body. Though its massive bulk bent back slightly, Will was still leaping into a death trap. However, if he hadn't done so, he wouldn't have been able to protect Eleanor. The goat grabbed Will, lifted up and held him high into the air. It was like a little kid showing off his favorite toy and waving it around.
Let's hear your theory. If I'm to hear a great theory before I die, it will be a fitting end for a rite.
Van Dyne and Nox are useless for making theories.
The goat's massive hands closed onto Will like a vice. All the bones in Will's body were creaking.
Let's hear your theory.
There's no need for a theory.
What?
After all, making theories for any of Beatrice's games is a waste of time.
What do you mean?
This isn't an orthodox mystery, so thinking about it is just a waste of time. I won't accept any of Beatrice's games as a mystery. There are no answers to the tricks. It's all just an illusion.
Thinking is just a waste of time.
Will's head was lowered, so his face couldn't be seen. However, the arm of the goat holding him was shaking. The embrace of those log-sized arms with superhuman strength was being slowly pushed away by Will's shaking arms.
Thinking is just a waste of time. You say that, and you call yourself a mystery novel reader? The mystery genre is like chivalry. You fight with the noble rules you've created, with pride in the stance that you've taken. Is it worth being a coward if he'll help you win? Does losing make the whole fight meaningless if you fought with everything you've had? This isn't about winning and losing. It's about applauding to the will to fight, even in the most dire circumstances.
goat's arms were now spread wide, and it looked as though Will was now the one pushing it back. Will's face was covered in shadow and couldn't be seen.
People like you, who call themselves mystery readers, even though they never even try to solve mysteries. You're the ones I really can't stand!
Will slammed his forehead into the goat's now unprotected head.
If you call yourself a mystery reader, be proud to join in on a battle of wits! If you call yourself a mystery reader, it's about time you realized! Giving up is nothing to brag about!
Will hit it with his head over and over again. His forehead had been torn apart by the goat's fangs, but he kept on hitting it. Van Dyne and Nox may be behind the times. The mystery genre does progress with time, just like the world around it. However, there's one thing that never changes. That is pride. What is a knight proud of? Not victory. He's proud of his courage. He lets him stand up to anyone without fear. Will couldn't forgive the kind of coward who could turn tail from a fight and then brag about it. People who call themselves mystery readers, but who have no pride, and are the only people that Will just can't stand. The goat, unable to put up with this anymore, threw Will down to the floor and lifted his fists again, determined to crush Will to pieces this time.
Come. You'll probably beat me to a pulp. But that'll be no victory for you. You'll destroy your own pride with your own hands!
Pointless. Pointless. This is no mystery, so why make theories? Thinking is just a waste of time. Useless, useless, useless. Die, die, die.
A fist like a cannonball swinging down toward him was the very last thing Will saw before he shut his eyes.
Who?
Battler on set. We need Battler
In this game, if you stop thinking... In this game, if you stop thinking... Oh, fuck. In this game, if you give up, it means you lose, right? Battler smashed his fist into the goat's mouth and smashed teeth bounced off the ceiling.
Battler-sama!
If you stop thinking, it means you've given up on the story being a mystery. Which means, as far as you're concerned, this game is a fantasy! Battler lifted up his arm. Realizing this was a signal, Lucifer and Double O jumped. If you stop thinking, you don't deserve to be an actor on the stage. Stop trying to sound smart and go eat some popcorn from the stands or something. The girl lifted his fist again, then swung it down at Battler like a hammer.
If you're surrounded to fantasy... Oh, fuck me. I can't read. Can I reread that real quick?
Yeah, sure, you can reread that really quickly.
If you're surrounded... Oh, that's surrendered. Fuck, I was right first time. God damn it. If you're surrendered to fantasy...
This makes you another target, yeah? What, Noir?
It's the same as acknowledging that we exist.
Begin ignition of hostile elements. Mark all targets vulnerable to magic attacks in our HMDs.
Kids who surrender to fantasy get to deal with us.
And if you have a theory, we will hear it out.
You'll welcome those people with open arms. Out of respect for them, we won't hold anything back.
Oh, but it would seem that this is Battler's summer's time to shine.
Well, I'd like to listen to all your favorite theories, both mystery and fantasy. This isn't your game right now. No matter how much you future fragments tried to deny us, this is no time for me to be defeated. A golden glint gathered in Battler's hand. It was so bright that the whole hall was bathed in gold. Golden butterflies flitted about, as if the whole room was being swallowed up by the golden land. Battler lifted his golden longsword high. Feel free to challenge Beto's game as a mystery or a fantasy. I welcome it. But I'm not going to let you deny this final game of mine. Feel the shame on your indiscretion. Of impugning the honor of those who have passed away. Slice of the golden longsword flooded the hall with a sea of golden light. I know a lot of big words, but not that one. And the whole group of goats clambering about the hall turned into clouds of gold butterflies and scattered. Even so, only about 100 of them had been wiped out. Before long, the massive crowd of goats outside would probably come pouring in. The seal Gertrude and the others are working on will be finished in a bit. Sorry. I'll have to ask you to hold out here just a little longer.
Of course, Lord Battler.
Otherwise, you wouldn't get the show off.
You know, you two could try fighting just a little.
But
we're just the MCs.
Hey, you did it! That was actually like perfect strength!
Hell yeah!
You did it the best time! Their excessively blunt refusal to draw a few strained smiles. However, it had lessened the tension in the room just a bit.
Joshi.
Bellissima, leave this to us.
We won't allow the erosion to proceed any further.
God.
And not one of us will be left behind.
Of course. We are all precious pieces on Lord Battler's game board.
7 Sisters of Purgatory, the Chester Sister Corps, and everyone else nodded forcefully. Yeah. I'm counting on all of you. We'll definitely protect this final game I made for Angie. I'm managing to hold their ground down below.
The door to the Golden Land continues to open slowly. It will take some time, though.
That's right. We better start buying some time ourselves. The sea of goats that covered the ground below them was just jostling about more and more. And even the sea surrounding the island had disappeared. The horizon was gone, and the chewed-up island was now floating on an eerie emptiness like space. The goats that floated to the edges of Urkenjima seemed to be spilling off the sides. Looks like that's it for the game board.
As long as there's a game master in pieces, the game board can always be laid out again. As long as you have two people together, you can create any sort of game.
True. Where on earth is Angie?
Where did you hide that?
That's right. The chapel! What's happening to the chapel?
It's still there.
The chapel looked like a white building floating in a pitch-black sea of goats. Yes, this was strange. There was no way those goats who consumed everything would just go out of their way to avoid just the chapel. That's where Angie is! Outside the chapel was a sea of goats. Very soon the earth around the chapel would be eaten away, and probably end up floating on nothingness. The rampage of the goats, as they devoured everything and recited the tragedies they had imagined, was truly making a lot of noise. However, none of that reached inside the chapel. Angie finally broke the magic seal in the entrance and stepped inside. The seal was supposed to be unbreakable by anyone. However, in the face of Angie Beatrice, Witch of Truth, the one who sought the truth and could sweep aside all forces that prevented her from finding it, no barrier was absolute.
There it is.
A single book, tightly locked, rested on the altar. It was the hidden diary that Ashurmia Ava had continued to write in, even in her later years. The Book of the Single Truth. It was the one Featherin had shown her in the world of 1998.
This time, I have the key. I gripped the gold key that sat in my pocket. The key Onei-chan gave me. As I approached the altar, I saw that the Book of the Single Truth is wrapped in that strange bending of the light. So, this is that seal of the Game Master that Bernkastel talked about. The Book of the Single Truth was sealed in something like a crystal. It was a seal made by the Game Master's authority. This was on a different level than the unbreakable magic seal in the chapel door.
No matter how Angie used her power as a Witch of Truth, this couldn't be broken by anyone except the Game Master. However, this time, Battler wasn't the only Game Master.
So sorry, Onii-chan. Bernkastel is a Game Master too. I just need to take this to her and have her break the seal.
Angie slowly approached the altar.
Will Angie really do as you say?
This is my little sister we're talking about. So, yeah, probably not.
Then what will we do?
So we've got nothing to do, nothing to go on but brute force. At that moment, a fierce impact hit the pair of them. Beata was flung away, and Battler was sealed inside a massive crystal that extended up to the heavens. Damn! What the hell is this?
Battler! What is this?
It was a barrier, a massive cage of crystal. Battler showed up inside a crystal cage like a tower, as long as you could look up to see the top. Beato, I need you to take care of Angie.
What will you do? Can you break free from this all by yourself from the inside? Is this a closed room barrier? Who could have...
There's only one person who challenged me with a closed room. Looks like our final guest has finally arrived.
You don't mean...
Go, and take care of Angie! Beata left Battler to handle this on his own and headed for the chapel. Battler took a deep breath and then smiled daringly. I've been waiting for you. Was it boring in that depths of oblivion place? The answer was a laugh. Yeah, that's right. That laugh is enough. Looks like you're doing well.
It wasn't boring. After all, I believed.
I bet you did. I'll bet you did. I believe too. Battler flung off the cape of the Territory Lord. It would only get in the way. And it'd be a rude way to welcome his final guest.
Those dark depths. We're the perfect place to think up mysteries I could fight you with when we meet again.
So, this crystal cage is the ring for our duel. A chain deathmatch with nowhere to run.
Now that you mention it, we're always fighting over closed rooms with chains.
Then let's use that. Make it a real chain deathmatch.
I'm prepared. But what about you?
I am. I told you, didn't I? I believe too. At the same time, they both brandish their mysteries, stealing the other in a chained closed room. Come! Fururo Erika!
Entertain me, better worship!
At the same time, they're both sealed inside a closed room locked with a chain. Of course, it was easy to set and unset the chain from the inside. However, stepping into the opponent's chained room would be difficult. Man. They were fighting to the death with two chained closed rooms at once. There could be no better closed room duel for those two, who had battled with theories concerning chained rooms for so often. Further, Erica committed suicide, died in an accident, died of an illness, died by some reason other than homicide.
It wasn't a suicide. It wasn't an accidental death. It wasn't a death by illness. I really was killed by you, Battler-san.
It was a murder committed by slipping poison gas through the crack of the door, by filling the room with water and drowning you, by sucking the oxygen out of the room and making you suffocate.
There was no poison gas. There was no drowning. There was no death by suffocation. Whoops. A closer murder with poison gas, death by drowning, suffocation.
Crazy, right? It's funny, isn't it?
Good. Assure me a battler committed suicide. He died in an accident. He was killed by an illness. Time for me to test your closed room.
Red truth. Assure me a battler was stabbed to death. So the weapon was a knife, stuck right in his back.
Good. Nothing beats a classic closed room.
And why don't you try it too?
I'll take that challenge with the red truth. Hirita Erika was stabbed to death. The weapon was a knife, stuck right in her back.
Interesting. I'll tear your closed room to bits.
What's this supposed to be?
Battler is busy at the moment. For now, I shall be your opponent.
Beata would seal the chapel with a closed room barrier. Unless that riddle was smashed with blue truth, Angie wouldn't be able to leave. After shrugging impatiently, Angie finally faced Beata.
This might be the first time I fought you directly.
Oh, is it now? Very well, let's see what you've got. However, Battler isn't here at the moment. When he's not around, I sometimes forget to hold back.
What a coincidence. I feel the same.
I killed you inside a perfect closed room with windows, doors, and all other methods of entry or exit blocked!
Okay, I'll play along with your game.
Repeat it!
Yeah, orange versus orange and con. Orange versus orange and con versus con.
On Monday Night Raw!
The Sunday night.
Well, it's Monday, so this is more like a Raw set.
Is this just some like random ass dude?
I believe this is random person.
Any random man. So I
Can we
guess
get Roboot first?
you know what? Simmer Roboot. We'll have him
And
go.
then you see, we'll set it up to that, We'll set it up so that among the works entered in Company X's mystery novel contest, yet another one of the great Hachijo's works will appear under a false name. Of course, we'll then move on with a movie version and a TV drama bundled in. We here at Company X will be honored to accept your manuscript.
And am I going to get prize money out of this?
But of course! The 10 million yen prize for Company X's first mystery novel concept will all go to you. And much more besides.
Splendid. You've caught my interest. That's why I've decided not to write up a manuscript for you.
What? What? Madam Hachijo! Why?
Oh, there's two guys there, so if you guys want to try saying that together, then by all means.
Alright, 7, 3, 2, 1, go. What?
Madam Hachijo.
Madam Hachijo, why?
You read up at the end.
You got a 55%.
That's a dub in my book.
Just try to force it.
Everything has seemed to be going so smoothly up until then, but this sudden refusal made the people from the publishing company fall over in their sofa.
This little scheme of yours is far more interesting than the manuscript I wrote. In that case, it wouldn't be fitting to hand it over to you. It was always a worthless story. I wanted to lure my ignorant readers into lauding it and making them feel as though they'd performed some magnificent reasoning. I was hoping that you children of men would recognize the irony and laugh at your own mistake. But it looks like you've taken it seriously. Yes, I can say I'm ashamed at my own failure as a writer.
Of course not! Please forgive us! Please let us use your...
Sycophant.
I have no need for money, but some pet food would be nice.
Pet food?
Pet food?
So we have to alternate because there's two of them.
Sim, go.
Pet food? Oh, for your cat.
There was a rumor that you had a cat who liked dried plums. Yes, as you wish. Quickly, let's have a high quality assortment of dried plums brought in here.
She only eats the ones that are packaged separately at 200 yen apiece. At this rate, she'll die of high blood pressure. She snacks on kimchi and spicy miso all the time, too. Really, there must be something wrong with that cat's tongue.
Meep? Oh, the cat meowed an objection. Meep? The cat meowed an objection where it lay on the top of the bookshelf.
I could not give you this manuscript, but why don't I write up a new one for your company's contest? However, I won't write it under my name. It's estimated that thousands of manuscripts will be sent in your contest. If you manage to pick out mine from the pack, and if you also find it deserving of the prize, then I'd be happy to continue our discussion just now. How does that sound?
Just the honor of receiving your manuscript is more than enough.
Robot, if you also want to provide that, that's also a double. There's a double quotation. Never mind, he's gone.
You people truly are amusing, fawning and cringing all the time. But I've grown weary of this for today. Leave now. Meeting with children of men can be so tiring.
We are deeply grateful for your kindness in allowing us this meeting.
A servant guided the people from the publishing company to the door. In the study that was now finally quiet, Hachijo Toya let out a sigh, slumped down on the sofa, and gazed at the ceiling.
It is tiring, but the stimulation of talking with a child of men isn't such a bad thing, in small doses.
Girl boss.
I think she might just be a bitch.
Oh, sorry, that is burn.
It's good for you to talk to people every now and then. You'll go senile if you stay shut in all the time.
The black cat leapt from the bookshelf and landed softly on the carpet. Then its form suddenly twisted and became that of Burncastle.
Indeed. And they certainly can be entertaining. Inviting them over now and then may go a long way towards alleviating my boredom. At any rate, I think I'll write that manuscript when I feel like it. It sounds like they'll even bring a gift for you.
What's all this about pet food? How rude.
Well, that's what it is. Here.
Hachijo picked up a jar from a shelf, then took a dried plum out and threw it into the air. In an instant, Burncastle turned back into a black cat, caught it in midair, and started munching away.
Random servant.
Madam
Madam
Hachijo,
Hachijo.
your guests have arrived.
Departed.
No, they haven't.
They have departed, yes.
Madam Hachijo, your guests have departed. A servant knocked on the door before making this announcement, after he shoved the other servant out of the way for saying something wrong.
That one's still in training.
Thank you. Shit, god damn it. Thank you. Let me know if that one wakes up.
As you wish. Would you like some tea?
No. I'm going to write for a bit. Please do not disturb me.
Yes, ma'am. After waiting for the servant's footsteps to disappear into the distance, Hachijo moved to her desk. This certainly looked as though it belonged to a great writer, with pages of manuscript scattered across it.
Even though the century's almost over, you still write with that pen.
The black cat spoke as it tore into those dried plums apart with its mouth. Bah.
Tales are to be written with ink. And to me, that is an unbreakable rule.
So, you write it once with ink, then type the whole thing over again with a keyboard. Pretty stupid doing the same thing twice.
In that case, why does a child of man draw up a tale in their mind and spit the whole thing out again on a keyboard? How foolish of them to do the same thing twice.
Look at it that way, and you're doing the same thing times 3.
That was a good one. Aren't you?
Whoopsies, I had my mic muted because my parents were in the hallway. Even as Hachijo laughed, her fountain pen was already sliding across the page. Beautiful letters appeared almost as fast and proficiently as a typewriter. Only humans called her creations manuscripts. With her fountain pen and writing paper, she was creating a world. As she did, the hand of the clock would spin around like a top. The light and shadow that came in through the window changed their angles so fast they might have been the hands of a clock themselves. Slowly she drew a large X across the tightly packed words on the paper.
Having trouble?
I can't draw it out well. Writing a manuscript to please people is truly a pain. After all, I don't usually write for other people to read.
You should try writing down whatever it is you're saying on that manuscript paper.
Burncastle curled up on the sofa, a mocking smile on her face. Normally whenever Hachido was writing, Burncastle would never let herself be noticed, much less talk to her. However, Burncastle realized that the other was apparently getting bored with her manuscript, so she yawned instead of talking.
What is it that you're writing anyway?
A tale to give to a child of man.
Which child of man?
It's a tale I promised to write for Amiko who once read for me.
Amiko.
Shut up.
Ah. You're still writing that?
I can't think of anything to write. That would give her satisfaction.
Looks like Awa was giving up yet again. You always promise to write a story, then get stuck before you're finished and give up.
If I had given up, I wouldn't be worrying over it like this.
There's only one tale that Angie's wanted from the beginning.
The tale of the single truth.
Angie said she wanted to know what happened that day. No matter how many tales you write distorting the truth, she'll never be satisfied.
And yet, I do think my tales are far more interesting than the single truth.
Angie doesn't want to read an interesting tale.
I promised that child of man that I would write a tale for her sake. So I'm writing a tale to please her.
No matter how interesting or uninteresting it is, everything you write is an illusion. Angie doesn't want any of that. Haven't you figured that out yet?
The Book of the Single Truth was written by Ushirimiya Eva.
Hidden amongst the pile of writing paper was Ava's diary.
Furthermore, the one who wrote this passed away without revealing it to anyone. Being the humble writer that I am, I'd like to respect that.
Don't make me laugh. Is this coming from the person who entertains herself by taking a tale and tearing out its guts?
The truth is uninteresting.
Is that your opinion after tearing apart the guts of so many tales?
You might as well say that.
With a self-mocking laugh, Hachijo set down her fountain pen.
I certainly have aged. The first thing age taught me was that not knowing is more precious than knowing.
That definitely sounds like something an old person would say, but I'll bite. What do you mean?
Knowing and not knowing. These two things have a one-way relationship.
True. It's possible to switch from not knowing to knowing, but you can't do it the other way around.
When I realized that, I saw the noble purity resembling virginity that exists in not knowing. In my attempts to escape boredom, I've torn apart and eaten the guts of as many games and tales as there are stars in the sky. But always, my relief from boredom is short-lived. It's also fleeting that I've started to ignore each tale as an individual story.
That's right. If you eat a cat, then you only get to enjoy it for one night. But if you let it live, it might start calling you names and getting sarcastic.
Indeed. Even the annoying way you break into your sweet cupboard or sneak into your bed can be part of their charm.
How'd you look around at the book covering each square inch of the room? The books covering each square inch of the room. Then softly petted the cat's back.
I might have been able to enjoy a single tale much longer and much more deeply. As I've eaten my way through countless tales to escape boredom, I haven't really been eating them. I've just been killing them. And in the end, they'll kill me back.
How did you laugh with self-derision?
Even in Beato's game, you tried to tear the guts out.
I just wanted to check my answers. I did try to do it in a way that respected Beatrice, the weaver of this tale.
Yeah. I think it was pretty well read. All down so that people who didn't understand wouldn't figure it out.
Will it make for a better tale if Angie learns the truth, or if she doesn't? To be honest, I don't know anymore. So fully aware that you'll scorn me for it, I've decided to stop writing the rest of this tale.
What do you mean?
I won't write it. I will merely record it. The tale that Ushirmia Angie weaves herself.
So, you're going to do that sort of thing again?
After growing tired of 1,000 years of life, I decided that choosing not to know the truth is the more noble path. However, I now see that it isn't fair to force my opinion onto Angie, who hasn't even lived 100 years.
So, you're going to leave it in Angie's care?
Yes. I will silently record it as it plays out.
If you're leaving it to Angie, then the rest of this tale is pretty much set in stone, right?
So it would seem. Let it be so. After all, in the end, a tale that a child of man weaves for herself will be far more fun than any story I could create.
In that case, why don't you lend a hand in Angie's tale? You've already given yourself a role in it, haven't you?
So, is it my role to bring this tale to its conclusion?
Come on, it's no way for someone in Beato's game to talk. It's your job to tear the guts out of the cat box.
Hajiju chuckled, pushed aside the pile of writing paper, and picked up the book of the single truth. Then she opened a locked drawer.
That is what Angie desires. Perhaps this book's seal is fated to be broken. Angie will reach the single truth, and the single truth will break the seal on the cat box, and everything will be exposed to the light of day. And so, all those countless message bottles and fragments made up of delightful imaginings, which have been scattered across the oceans of the internet, will fade away like foam on the sea, After all, even that person is surely tired of such fragments.
It's about time for that kid's journey to end, too.
Yes, let us accept this task. As our role demands, let's give this journey an end of the line.
At that moment, there were sounds of someone in the hallway. The instant someone knocked on the door, Berncastle turned back into a black cat. Madam Hachijo, please forgive me for interrupting. It was the voice of Hachijo's servant.
What is it? If it's a phone call, tell them I'm busy.
It isn't that. Toyo-sama has woken up.
Thank you. Prepare a light meal. Enough for the two of us.
As you wish. Hachijo stood up. Then she shut up the open drawer and locked it again. Inside that drawer lay a glittering golden key.
Repeat it! Definition of a closed room prevents all varieties of entering and exiting!
I refuse! By definition, it's impossible for a closed room murder to take place inside a perfect closed room!
The chain might have been repaired after it was destroyed! The door might have been repaired after it was destroyed! The wall might have been repaired after it was destroyed!
My closed room doesn't involve anything being repaired.
Good! This really is getting fun, Battler-san!
Sorry, I don't have any time to play with you right now.
I'm sorry too, but as a fellow witch of truth, I can't leave you in Angie's San's way. Yeah.
Come to think of it, you're a witch of truth too, aren't you? I guess that makes you a sort of mentor to Angie.
The single truth! It's the supreme, the ultimate! Only a witch of truth can break down all barriers that stand between her and that truth!
Is this single truth of yours really so important? There are a lot of things in this world that aren't worth knowing. How important is 1986 to Angie, really? It isn't important at all!
You're probably right! No matter what happened or didn't happen in 1986, it won't change anything for the Angie living in 1998. There's no point in learning that truth. However, there is just one thing that will change.
What's that?
How she lives!
Erica transformed her reasoning into a scythe's blade that lashed out a battler over and over. Brad also created a blade from his reasoning and attacked Erica over and over. In the middle of all this, he questioned Erica, the girl who, like Angie, called herself a witch of truth. So what's the point of exposing the truth? You're right. Knowing often changes how a person lives their life. In that case, I have one hope as her blood relative. I hope that at the end of my game, Angie finds a better way to live her life.
Knowing may change how people live, but not always in a good direction. There are plenty of things in this world that you'd be more comfortable not knowing.
The number of ticks living in the seats on a train.
Ew.
There have been legends about nasty stuff in the tap water. The world's full of things you'd be better off not knowing. The Book of the Single Truth probably can't teach Angie what happened on this island. What's the point of her knowing that? Let's increase the sadness she's felt for 12 years. How many more years will it take for her to find happiness as an ordinary girl? How many years will it take for her wounds to be healed? Angie's desire to find the truth is hurting her, regardless of what the truth actually is. Though her deep wounds were slow to heal, they did begin to do so during those 12 years. However, Angie kept picking at the scabs. In her search for the truth, she tore at all those wounds herself, opening them up once more. It's time for Angie to be free of the sadness of 1986. That's what all of us Oshirimias are praying for!
Who cares about that? The truth is everything! The truth is justice!
It's a disease everyone gets at least once, usually in middle school. They just love to find all those things adults are hiding.
But don't you think it's fun to expose things like that?
Yeah, totally. Reading dirty books wouldn't be nearly so fun if you didn't have to do it in secret.
I deny all of your blue wedges with the red truth. None of the methods you suggest could defeat my closed room.
Angie was breathing heavily. The Book of the Single Truth was right before her eyes. If you could just defeat Beato, she'd be able to take the book to Burn Castle, and then she could read what was inside. Even though the truth of the final family conference on October 4th and 5th of 1986 was right there, the Golden Witch stood in her way. Her anger and hatred spun around inside her head, wiping out the composure necessary to theory make it. Angie shook her head several times, clearing away everything that got in the way of calming her mind. However, no matter how many times she thought it through, the closed room sealing her in the chapel was perfect. Angie wasn't particularly familiar with the mystery genre. However, she knew about all the fragments containing Beato's game so far. Her knowledge was shallow, but it should still have been enough to give her a good foothold. However, no matter how many blue truths she shot at Beato, none of them ever made the witch flinch. Beato just blew them apart with a red truth and an elegant wave of her pipe.
1 second, my sister's calling me.
Oh.
Brave time.
Alright, break time. I'm fine with that, my voice is a little bit shot.
I can listen to Leah Axel all fucking day, so like we can just cut it here. Umineko over.
So is this Angie design also based off of real life fashion?
Probably? I actually don't know.
Wait, say what?
This Angie design
is based off a real thing.
Yeah.
Fun fact, this design is exclusive to the PS3 sprite.
That's what makes me wonder.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure.
And also, on the cover of the Switch port, they have this design on it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, of course! Of course
Well,
I cover of the Switch port!
I can post a picture of my my collector's edition thing now.
Oh yeah, yo!
They put a spoiler on the cover of the Switch?
Because they assume that you've read
And it's
it.
one of the top results.
It has a
when you-
publicity on it.
That's a strong thing to assume!
Well, okay,
That's
so
why you don't
here's
look
the-
shit up.
So here's the
Umineko's
thing,
been-
really quickly. So the regular version of this game has spoilers for episode 6 on it because it's long-hair Beato and Game Master Battler. The special edition version has all of the witches, including Angie, on the cover.
Because
Has,
the
like,
thing
weird
is-
outfit, yeah.
Because you say, like, how it's been out forever, people are still being bored!
What's the point of porting it if they don't want new people to read it?
Well, no, it's more that a lot of these ports actively assume that you played it before. Which is a
Why
weird
would
thing
you
to think.
buy it again if you already have the
That's
original? Just for like the better art?
I don't fucking know.
We just love giving Ryukishi money. Shut up.
Zaz bought it, and that bitch can't even read it.
Me too. Let's go, Zaz.
I wish I had the foresight to buy it, but like, goddamn, that's probably gone by now. Fuck.
I just skip around and see Beatrice and point at my screen.
This is a cult, Miranda.
I'm a simple person. I see Beatrice, I click buy now.
I start clapping when she does a funny laugh.
Actually, what is it? There's plenty of like re-releases of manga that just have fucking, not even manga, but the end that have just like fucking spoiler ass shit on the front cover. Hell, Fada's re-releases, yeah, they have spoilers on there too.
I feel like I feel like the merchandising company will like sell something called Beatrice Bathwater, and you are all going to ravenously buy it.
Well, of course.
It's just the fucking, it's like, so here's the thing, I guess out of context you don't really like get any, you won't really get anything out of it, but the bigger thing is that it's like, someone might buy this as their first excursion out there and they're just gonna be like, oh, well, I guess there's witches in this game, huh? That's weird. Why's Battler got a cape on?
Like, there's gonna be like a merchandise called like Angie toe clippings, and Joshi is going to run for them.
Whoa, toe clippings?
Yes. People have bought some crazy stuff.
Bone, please stop talking about your fetishes live on stream.
Too bad, Daz.
Yeah, you have to wait till after.
If you too want to hear about the full extent of Bone's fetishes, follow us on.
Yes, please follow Orange Boy if you want to hear about Moonborn's fetishes.
Oh god.
Bone fart.
No, you cannot look up stuff now.
Nope, you still got a ways to go.
Did you not read? Did you not read the bold text that says we got an entire episode, so still don't look shit up?
Robert asked in Discord to the chat. Yes, he wants to look stuff up, but he can't yet. He has been desperate since we began to look stuff up.
There are spoilers till the end of Umineko.
Yeah, if you want to, I could talk about that fighting game thing now that we have some free time about it.
Yes.
Okay, so obviously I'm going to say you still really can't get it yet, but like in terms of like the main cast stuff for the fighting game, there's no spoilers on that roster anymore. And I mean that because some of you already know about Black Battler. Black Battler is the is the quote unquote evil battler that you saw during Burns' game, because he is the manifestation of all of the Shermia family culprit theories.
Wait, when was this? I don't remember this.
It was in the CD with like Kyrie and Rudolph and Battler hanging out.
Oh, was it just the mean looking battler that we just went through?
Yeah, it was the meanie looking like.
Okay, I thought this was gonna be like a Dark Link thing where he had like ash gray skin or something.
Well, okay, so here's the thing about that, because technically speaking, he didn't have a proper name until the fighting game and until they included him in a bonus story called Mysterious Forgery XXX, which didn't get added in until much later on, and they released at the same time. So his official design, and this was in the most recent re-release because they actually bothered to give him an updated sprite, is this.
Oh, he has a purple outfit.
He's purple.
Yes. He has red eyes.
What if we made it purple?
He's also got a malicious aura as well.
Fun fact, I knew about Black Battler before starting the fucking visual novel, and Orange had to tell me that I had passed back Black Battler because I did not know.
I'm very curious if they're trying hard to... I'm wondering...
There was like a video game popularity poll that had like Battler's Territory Lord outfit on, and I just thought it was someone's fan art. I didn't know that was like a real sprite.
Mirinda is saying Black Battler is the theory that Battler was the culprit specifically, not just general negativity.
But yeah, as an additional benefit to that, the reason why we had to still kind of be a little bit extra about it is because so Battler's two supers, like his regular Battler's two supers in the game, are literally just like him doing like a fucking Kamehameha with the blue truth and like one other like type of ability. Black Battler's is him rushing at you and then summoning Kyrie and Rudolph to shoot you as they both cackle.
I'm curious if they're fighting not to say Blackler.
No.
No.
Because I keep on expecting to hear it every time you say it.
No.
I am shocked.
We're never gonna see Whitler anyway.
We already have Whitler.
We already have him. He's right that we've seen him since episode 1.
He's Japanese.
I mean,
I will never feel bad, Mirinda.
Salmon jacket. That's pretty close to being white.
Mirinda, I came up with Beatrice. I will never feel bad.
Banned for 1,000 years.
Never.
I can't believe we're just like banned. You're all banned out of your
Khan's
freaking
back.
sin.
Who's banned?
Khan,
moving on.
Resume your battle royale. Go.
Oh.
It's about time you gave up. I don't even view this as a game between the two of us.
Are you implying that I could never solve this puzzle?
I'm just buying time until Battler finishes dealing with Erica. He's the only one who can bring you to your senses. bring me to my senses? You're the one making me do this by hiding the single truth. That's why I'm fighting you. This is my right. As the final member of the Ashirimiya family, I have a right to know the truth. Indeed. And that is the purpose of this final game. That's right. Without this final game, I wouldn't have been given a chance to reach the truth. At least for that one thing, I'm grateful. But as for what happened in 1986, as for who took your relatives and your family away from you, as a human, your desire to know the truth is quite natural. However, even knowing this, Battler decided it would be best if you hadn't returned to 1986. I know what Omi-chan is trying to say. He's telling me to look to the future and live, instead of me being stuck in the past, right? Correct. Butler wanted to use this final game to show you that. In that case, there's no need to keep waiting for my answer. The answer is no, Golden Witch. I died back in 1986. I've been wandering around like a ghost for 12 years since then. And when Aunt Ava died, I lost my only reason to stick around on this earth as a ghost. That's why I decided to do one last thing before ending my life. And that thing is learning the truth of 1986. Yeah! Got a problem with that? Of course I do, you foolish girl! So if you do reach the truth, you'll die. In that case, I can't let you have it. I must trick you and blind you as much as I can to keep you alive! Battler wants you to live. Living without truth is no better than dying. I'm trying to find the truth so I can live. You just admitted that you were searching for the truth so you could die. Yeah, that's right. Then let me rephrase that. I'm trying to find the truth so I can die. I offered up my life when I made my contract with Bergcastel. Also, I can learn what happened that day. That single truth will be the souvenir I take with me to hell! It's useless. You cannot break this closed room. This closed room is perfect. And yet I will kill you in this closed room.
She tried every theory, idea, and every bit of nonsense she could think of. However, none of it had any effect on Beato. Powerless and frustrated with the book of the single truth right before her eyes, Angie bit her lower lip.
At first, this was supposed to be a game in which you were given a key that would let you decide your future. Liar. You wanted to hide the truth in this chapel and make me choose a door that leads to some optimistic future. That's not a choice. You're trying to decide for me. Parents have the right to prevent their children from making unsuitable choices. I'm not a kid! I'm an 18-year-old woman who can think and act for herself. Fool! You're just a 6-year-old girl who can't think of anything except the past. And whose fault is that? Because of you. I've been stuck as a 6-year-old all this time. Now it's time for me to tear apart your illusion covering the truth. Yes, now that I think about it, it's not this chapel that you've locked me inside. Since that day in 1986, for all these years, you've had me locked away in a closed room where I am all alone and where no one will tell me the truth. And now, I'll tear your closed room apart with my own hands. Yeah, it's useless. It's all useless. I know the trick to your perfect closed room. Repeat it. You murdered me immediately after shutting me into this closed room. I refuse. Of course. You've been killing me for 18 years. Thanks, Beatrice. If you hadn't reminded me, I wouldn't have figured out the trick. Angie. You are young and you have a long future ahead of you. In fact, you are the golden witch who lives in the future, are you not? Then live on in the future. Just how much are past truths really worth? Don't think pale in comparison to the truth of the future, the truth you'll create yourself. My life is trash. My whole family died, leaving just me behind. That's why I'm going to back to them once I've gotten my single truth. If you learn the truth, you'll just have to accept your family's deaths. Haven't you ever thought about living on, hoping that by some miracle one of them might have survived? That someday, you might get a chance to see them again. I'm not worried about that. Even the Witch of Miracles couldn't find a fragment like that.
In the Great Rokenjima explosion, almost none of the family's remains were recovered.
Someday, I hope that this might be a sign that they had escaped the explosion and survived. That hope gave me the strength to live on. However, that hope wasn't strong enough to support me for 12 long years. So even though I wanted to know the truth, I unconsciously averted my eyes. I felt that learning my family's deaths for certain would force me to deny any possibility of someone miraculously surviving. But I'm tired of living on and on with nothing but that impossible hope of a miracle to keep me going. That's why I decided to accept my family's deaths. I decided to accept the truth, no matter what it is. That's why I became a Witch of Truth. How foolish to be blinded by the truth of the past and unable to see one's own future. Forgive me, Battler. I was not strong enough to guide your sister properly.
A blazing blue wedge appeared in Angie's hand. It was long, thick, and shaped like a spear.
This is the end, Witch of 1986. This closed room is perfect. Therefore, I can't get out, and you can't lay a finger on me from the outside. However, you locked me into this room. So, we can say you killed me with this simple trick. You shut me in this perfectly closed room and made me starve to death. Since you intentionally did this, it's totally fair to say this is a closed room murder with you as the killer. And it looks like being overly vague with the cause of death backfired on you. So long, Witch of Illusions. See you in hell.
Champion.
with a stained glass window behind her. Beata spread her arms and let the spear of the blue truth pierce her. The blue spear seemed to crucify Beata against the window.
Game set. So, this is Aunt Ava's diary, the book of the single truth.
Angie picked the book up from where it lay on the altar, sealed in the crystal.
If you read that, then for contract with Berncastel, you will die. Learning the truth just to die. Ridiculous!
That's right. I'm looking for the truth so I can die. At least let me choose how I go. I am not an idiot. I know the real me is still floating in that starry sky. Berncastel acknowledged me as the final Beatrice and invited me on a journey to learn the truth of 1986. I won't be able to return here again.
Come.
I think she is indisposed.
Sister in my room, one moment.
Okay.
Okay, she left. I'm sorry. I am so sorry.
No, it's fine.
Go. Give her a go.
When Berncastel told me that and walked off the roof into the black sky, I followed her into the empty air. That was the contract. I wanted two things from Berncastel. One was for someone from my family to come back. The other was revenge. I wanted to destroy the Witch of the Illusion that hid the events of that day. I wanted to reach the truth. However, the first of my wishes couldn't come true. After all, even the Witch of Miracles couldn't find a fragment where my family came home. So she wordlessly questioned me. She told me that I couldn't reach the truth unless I had the courage to end this worthless life, where I lived like a ghost, hoping someone might come back. So she walked out to the open air, and I followed her. Now I can understand.
Hold on a second. Oh, whoops.
When I offered to trade away my life, I made one wish and gave up on another. I wished for revenge against the illusion hiding the truth. And now, I've succeeded in that revenge, defeating the master of that illusion and obtaining the book of the single truth. What I gave up was my naivety, my continuing belief that someone from my family might come back. And now, I can accept that my entire family is dead. Can you make someone alive just because no one knows any different? These cat boxes you talk about are just naive delusions. The idea that a corpse can live as long as you keep it hidden. But even if you hide a corpse, it's still dead. Do you really think you can heal my wounds by saying they'll always be watching over me from the clouds like some kind of fairy tale? I'm Angie Beatrice, a witch of truth. I'll free myself from that life as a ghost, waiting for a miracle that'll never happen. I'll end my life as a noble martyr who's reached the truth.
Didn't you once come to understand the power of magic through Maria's grimoire?
Yeah. I understood it. And then I despaired when I realized how powerless it was. And that's what Oni-chan is trying to force me to use now, isn't it? If I believe, if I use magic, then my family will always be by my side. Don't take me for a fool! You think that kind of magic, an illusion, a daydream can heal those 12 years? And how am I supposed to go on for decades and decades into the future? Someone, come back to me. Someone! But no one's coming back! So at least tell me what happened that day! Burgestel said she'd tell me. My master, I have the book of the single truth. I'll take it back to you, so give me the truth. For so long, I've prepared to throw away my naive hopes for a miracle. Now, tell me the truth of that day!
A blinding light poured out of the chapel. It seeped from the windows and the cracks of the door, even reaching as far as Battler and Erica's eyes. What?
It seems Comrade Angie has completed her task. As you've set up some pathetic seal, but to my master, that'll be easier than thawing frozen soury fish.
Damn!
I said I could play with you until Angie finished her task. I've had enough fun from this reunion. It's time for me to leave.
Erica gave an elegant curtsy. Why did you talk Angie into looking for the single truth? Your master must know! Truth doesn't mean anything to Angie!
Yes. All truths in this world are meaningless. In the end, meaning comes from the mind of each individual human. Even when there's a single truth, it can mean different things to different people. The truth has no meaning in itself. There's just one reason why I'm still stuck on the truth despite it all.
Because you're the detective.
Good! But Angie-san isn't the detective. To her, the truth itself is the finish line. A way to mark the end of her unhappy life. Now she's finally finished the final purification ceremony. She's a one-night witch of truth, focused on learning a certain single truth before she dies. A temporary witch for the short time until she slams against the ground.
Won't let Angie die! No matter how hard it gets, she has to live! That's the only thing all of us want! If she lives, all sorts of magic and miracles would be possible!
If only you had put your arm around her shoulder and told her that directly, you might not have lost! What do you think? Just by hearing your howl, this level of reasoning is possible for Furdo, Eric.
Live! Angie! He yelled towards the chapel, but Angie probably wasn't even there anymore. Violet Hill was swallowed up by the empty, pitch-black sky and the sea of rampaging goats.
Comrade Ava, our mission is complete. Let's withdraw.
Oh, are we done already? And I was just about to tear the island apart with my own Ava Culper theory.
Ava appeared in midair and cocked.
Sorry, Badler-kun. That I wasn't strong enough. For 12 years, I protected that kid in my own way.
I'm grateful.
However, she's decided this for herself. She's 18 years old now. Don't you think that people should decide how they live their own lives?
Sorry. Being a doting big brother.
Later. I'm Lady Burnkittsdale's piece at the moment. It's time for me to go.
I'll see you later, Comrade Ava.
Ava held her palm open, and a small, pointy blue fragment appeared there. The fragment burst, and with a blinding flash of light, Ava vanished. It was the same light that had seeped out of the chapel earlier. Pieces cannot leave the game board. However, the Voyager Witches alone could come and go. It's probably some sort of magic that Burncastle had given them. Eric opened her palms as well, with the same sort of the same sort of fragments appeared there.
That's enough for now, I think. Who knows? Might be the last time we meet.
Wait, we haven't settled our fight yet. If you could steal the fragment in Erica's hand, you'd be able to go to where Burncastle was. The seal surrounding the book of the single truth would probably be melted easily with Burncastle's power. However, even so, it would take her some time. If you could steal that fragment, you could have a chance at bringing Angie back.
What is there to settle? Time's up. However, if you feel like taking one last hit, I'd be happy to oblige.
Balor had known that Erica would be able to resist the challenge. After all, he already knew what her tricks was. He figured it out just a second ago. Even while he spoke with Erica, he had been thinking about it inside his mind. He could finish her with this last strike, and take the fragment. Let's go, Erica. This'll decide it!
This clash will be the last before I go. So go ahead and give me the craziest of your hilarious theories.
Your closing definition stated that the walls, windows, floor, and ceiling and chain were all unbeatable. However, there's one wild possibility that I didn't even check, because it was too ridiculous. And that was whether or not the chain could be set from the outside. Blue Truth! This is the answer to your closed room. The length of the chain. The chain for your closed room was extra long, so it was possible to set and unset it from the outside of the room. What a ridiculous answer. However, if you blindly assume that a lock made by an unbreakable chain makes a closed room unbeatable, then this truly would be a perfect closed room. The blue wedge flung from Battler's hand plunged straight into Erica's chest. As she winced in pain, her hand shook, and the fragment she held flew into the air.
Your closing definition stated that the walls, windows, floor, door, and chain were all unbeatable. However, wasn't there one really ridiculous thing missing? Blue Truth! Your closed room has no ceiling, so it's possible to enter by climbing over the wall.
Erica's blue scythe swung out from behind her back, catching Battler in the side, and he stretched out his hand out toward the fragment. Battler's hand didn't reach it. The fragment returned to Erica's hands once more.
It looks like our tricks were equally ridiculous. The mystery nuts would have been furious, don't you think? But I disagree! To me, the process of exposing this ridiculousness is ecstasy. But I am Furido Erica, the detective!
Damn it. You figured out the answer a while back, didn't you?
Not true. I thought of between the time you let loose your blue truth and the time you stretched your hand out to grab the fragment. I've just been buying time since the beginning. I started reasoning a second ago.
Erica broke the crystal barrier that surrounded them. Then she flew up high into the sky, looking down on Battler and laughing at him as she gave the final blow.
So long, Battler-san! Even if this has been my only time to shine, even if I've outlived my usefulness and about to be thrown back into the depths of oblivion, even so, I have no regrets!
Wait! She'd actually wait just because I told her to. The blinding flash, Erica vanished. Angie had retrieved the Book of the Single Truth and returned to Burncastle. Apparently Rose would have no way to leave the game board. Everything had come to an end. A gold butterfly flitted by, and Beato appeared.
My apologies, Battler. I let Angie get away.
I'm sorry too. Let them escape. It's all over. Battler had created this game for Angie. Now that Angie was gone, the game board no longer had any purpose. And even if that hadn't been the case, the game board itself had been chewed to bits by the goats. It was now like a single leaf floating on a sea of nothingness. Thanks to Gertrude and Cornelia's seals, the mansion was protected from the second floor up. The door to the Golden Land was now open wide enough for a child to slip through. The smaller people, like Maria and Sakutaro, went through it. My friend, I believe the door is opening at a quicker pace.
Indeed. To my eyes as well, it seems to be so.
Father? Is the door open yet? It looks like they're about to break in through the windows.
Krasama, there is no need to fear. Oh, fuck me.
Eiserne Jungfrau.
And Zonia Jungfrau barrier is not easily broken.
Very soon it'll be big enough for adults to go through too. Don't worry, we'll make it in time.
But there's knocking and banging everywhere, and...
Stay calm and wait. After all, there's nothing else we can do.
Even the outer walls of the mansion were covered with goats. And they were plunging their fangs and fists into the walls and windows, trying to crush them. So anyone watching the goats stuck to all the windows in the hallway, smashing their thick arms against the windows, couldn't help but be terrified even if they knew about this barrier. However, anyone watching the group of goats gathered at the top of the big staircase on the side of the barrier would probably feel a different emotion. Rather than terror, it was a sad, empty sort of emotion. The barrier was drawn across the landing at the top of the hall's great staircase. Beyond that barrier, everything had already been eaten away. Was it even possible for those who stood in the hallway of the upper floors to believe that this was the Rokenjima mansion? By now, no one looking at the scene would be able to imagine such a thing. Forget the hall or even the whole first floor. Even the ground itself was almost gone. The sea of goats had eaten everything apart long before this. They'd eaten apart the hall, the pillars of the mansion, the floor, the ground, the sea, the very concept of the island. Every part of the game board Battler had created. And now, the only leftover was the upper part of the mansion, which floated alone in empty space.
How pitiful.
To what do you refer?
The goats, in their eagerness to chew this island apart, have eaten up even the ground they stood on, dropping themselves into nothingness.
This had once been a huge entrance hall. Beyond it had been a vast rose garden. There had been so many places to stand upon. However, now, holes had been dug everywhere, Nearly everything outside the mansion was completely gone. Some goats were clutching to the few remaining footholds and pillars, still eating away at them.
Cornelia.
Randy, it's been over an hour since you've had a line, so if you're not awake, I'm... Okay, there you go.
I'm here. Let it be known that the explosion truth is murder.
Why can't humans live without killing, I wonder? Throughout their long history, so many have prayed for miracles. But in the end, they eat up their own chances at receiving them, eating up the very ground they stand on and falling into the abyss.
They saw a goat chewing the same pillar that was holding it up, which unsurprisingly fell into the empty blackness along with the goat.
Humans are sad creatures fated to live in order to learn. If learning means eating away at the same hopes and dreams that keep you alive, that would mean humans are born just so they can die. And we're taught that we have to live. However, almost everything that we accomplish in life ends up killing us.
Don't think about it. You'll just get a headache.
As a single human, I want to ask, is learning a sin? Is living in ignorance the only way we can have hopes and dreams?
Both living with knowledge and living in ignorance will have their benefits as well as their shortcomings. You're even free to choose which path you take. That's what makes humans powerless.
Our people can learn, they cannot unlearn.
And so the all-knowing God has stepped in for the sake of humans who cannot unlearn. Marking out things that should be learned and things that should not be learned.
Too much curiosity can kill your hopes and dreams. Humans are pitiable beings who are unable to simply avoid those things which should not be learned. Lord Battler can hardly be blamed for failing to teach Angie this.
And now Angie's gone. This game is over.
Struck dumb by Will's words, everyone fell silent. Only the sound of the goats eating everything away rang out hollowly. Even if they escaped to the Golden Land, the goats of emptiness would probably chew into that realm as well. Even if they got away for the time being, nothing would be resolved. It was all set in stone now. They had no... Oh, Jesus Christ.
God damn.
The goats are getting to him, oh no! The goats are racing orange as we
The
speak.
narrators,
Become
the
self-aware.
goat have eaten
goats
their
have
way
become
into the
self-aware.
narrator's house.
Oh no, Asriel, no!
Yeah, so straight up, wow, my fucking... Yeah, wow, this chair sucks ass, holy shit. Oh my
Did
god.
you break it again?
Yeah, this chair's broken again.
Wait, you broke it again?
Yeah!
Again?
You were so like satisfied. Like,
Orange's chair is now
Yeah,
dead.
it was doing good, now it's not, fuck.
Get the
No, you were
exercise
like-
ball again.
No. You were like, oh, this chair broke a little, but it's fine. It's just more comfortable now.
Well, yeah, the first time it broke, it wasn't like actually like fundamentally an issue, and now now my armrest just won't fucking work anymore. God damn it!
It's time to get the yoga ball again.
The right one specifically. Now, like I can still sit on this for right now, but I just again breaking up the other fucking replacement. God damn it!
Get a nice gamer chair. They're notoriously
The gamer chairs are
comfortable.
all so bad though.
Notoriously comfortable gamer chairs.
He's someone who has a gamer chair.
They need to be more high
I
quality.
did a gamer chair and it wasn't good. Fuck me.
Get that RGB lighting in your chair, gamer.
Why would you need the lighting in your chair? He just
He's
needs
a
to
gamer.
I'm a
Don't
gamer.
fucking
I have to
stroke your own
game.
ego.
Screw the
No,
gamer
the gamer.
chair. You just need a place to set your butt.
You need
Office chairs work just as well. I have
Look,
a
I got a
gamer
fucking
chair in
office
my
chair and
room because I
everything.
wanted a motherfucking chair that could vibrate while I was playing Call of Duty.
Why?
Problem is, the only issue is that the vibration only works when you don't have headphones on, which is useless if you want to play
Ooh.
Call of Duty.
Ooh, like a massage chair that connects to your
Not
controller.
even, it just like makes your butt like it just vibrates your butt for a little bit.
It tickles your butt because you're playing Call of Duty.
Man, what
Alright.
other
He
games
likes a
have the
good old butt
vibrate
tingle.
function?
Alright, let's get back to this
Let's get back
purple
to it.
void.
Come on.
Let's go to the void of goats.
Alright. They had no way to resist the future's violent attempts to tear this catbox of the past open.
In that case, we must stay alive. If a human's foolishness makes them throw away their own hopes and dreams in the end, then I want to believe in those things until the last second.
Your resolve is impressive.
I'm the one hope held by Beatrice's of a million worlds. So, even at times like this, I have to be everyone's hope. I'm not giving up on this game yet. By which do you mean? I'll keep waiting, believing in a miracle until the last second.
So you'll keep struggling on and on until it's all over.
That's right. After all, last time, when we were surrounded by that pack of terrifying cats, we were prepared for death, weren't we? But Lambda Delta-san saved us. If we had given up, if we hadn't even the strength to believe in a miracle, then I'm sure we would have been erased before help could come. Well, it's not like I really saved you. More like Byrne just failed to kill you properly. Or it might have been some whim of hers. A miraculous whim from the Witch of Miracles.
How long had she been there? Lambda was leaning on the handrail of the staircase eating popcorn. She held the cup of popcorn out as if to say, "Want some?" But Leon declined the offer.
Butler-kun told us. He said that Angie-chan made a contract by which she would learn the truth in exchange for her own life. Going by your conversation just now, that was no contract. After all, living and seeking the truth just so they can die is what humans do anyway, right? In other words, Angie spent all of her life trying to learn the truth. All Byrne did was shorten that time to a single instant. When Angie-chan lost her hopes and dreams, she stopped valuing her own life. How can she be given hopes and dreams again? And what can be done to help her find a reason for living? Are you asking me? I'm paper, right? Double-twisted, curly super paper. I don't understand complicated stuff.
After tossing the last bits of popcorn into her mouth, Lambda Delta threw the empty cup into the abyss of nothingness.
Byrne wasn't really pushing that kid to do something she didn't want. She was just giving Angie a chance. Or should I call it a choice? Then Angie made the choice she wanted, appeared on the game board, and now in her game against Battler, she's making her own choices again. From start to finish, Angie's game has always belonged to Angie. Right now, I'm just a casual observer.
So not a particularly enthusiastic observer.
Maybe. It's a play with an obvious ending. So I've decided I might as well take my leave. You mean you'll stop watching a play just because you think you'll know how it'll end? Even though it might reach a climax you wouldn't expect? Or didn't expect?
Lamdelta licked her salty fingers. Then she stared at Leon challengingly and grinned.
I know that Angie's game will end this way. I know Battler-kun's feelings will reach her. She'll understand that he wants her to live in a better future, and she'll choose that future of her own accord. I'm certain that's how this tale will end. Huh? Are you talking to me, the Witch of Certainty, and saying that the outcome is certain? That's right. I guarantee it. Angie-chan's game will end like this. So please, don't leave your seat. We won't leave either. There must be something we can do. And that will surely lead to a better future. This tale will definitely have a happy ending. So keep watching until the end. I beg you. Even though I've already announced as the Witch of Certainty that this tale won't have a happy ending. The definition of a happy ending is something everyone gets to decide for themselves, right?
For a while, there was a tense silence. With a confident gaze that seemed to be saying, "Are you serious?" Lamdelta stared at Leon. However, Leon's eyes didn't even twitch. For some time, they both stared into the other's eyes without flinching. Suddenly Lamdelta let out a large sigh and stretched.
Well, I have nowhere better to be. Sure, I'll stick around for a bit longer. If you can get me some more popcorn, that is. I'm feeling like caramel flavor this time. If you come to the Golden Land, we'll serve you as much as you like.
Lamdelta waved at them with a thin smile. No one was quite sure what this meant, but it apparently signified her surrender in her own way.
Okay. If you guarantee your own flavor of a happy ending with certainty, then I, the great Lamdelta, will stick around for a while longer. See how big my heart is? As wide as Lake Biwa.
That's pretty thin, actually.
And as gentle as the Sea of Japan. That is a very rough sea.
Gertrude.
Please, allow us to speak.
It would seem she meant it the other way around.
There was some muffled laughter. Lambda Delta is the witch who gives strength to those who possess unshakable willpower. Leon believed in a happy ending, and that certain enthusiasm might have been enough to earn a small miracle from Lambda.
You better not let me get bored, okay? If you do, I'll leave right away. Of course. I'm sure Battler-kun will be glad to welcome you as well.
Leon understood. To fight back against Baroncastle, who had taken Angie outside the board, they needed the power of another who is capable of leaving the board. The last hope is to make sure Lambda Delta didn't abandon this game. However, judging by Lambda Delta's expression as she hummed to herself cheerfully, actually asking her for help was probably going to be a problem.
Luke's apart. Everything from the first floor down is gone.
What a spectacle. Not a sight you see every day. How have matters progressed? How have matters progressed upstairs?
Ah, right. I came here to tell you that.
Hey everyone, sorry to keep you waiting.
They say the door to the
Golden Land has opened. Oh
open.
fuck! I thought we were still going.
You could not catch lightning in a bottle twice. I'm sorry.
I thought we were back to normal.
Just force it.
Sorry.
Just force it.
I thought we had it going.
It's okay. It's okay. It's fine.
Finally.
Let us go. This place will not be safe for long.
Everyone who had been sitting on the staircase got up.
I guess this is goodbye, Rakenta the Beautiful.
True. Maybe a shadow of its former self, but this is the last time we'll see it, isn't it? What's with that gloomy attitude? Come on, show me, okay? Let's see a happy ending.
And that's...
How long is the next chapter?
Yeah, we ain't gonna bang out anything
It's a bit.
significant in the last
It's
20
a
minutes.
yeah. No. Nope.
Oh man, today was a good session. I had some good laughs.
And guys, we're gonna do one for this Wednesday, so we can probably do another one next time.
I swear to fucking God, this is the fastest turnaround I've ever had in a piece of shit chair that I've gotten from Amazon. Are you fucking kidding me?
Damn, why'd you buy
Woo, there's the rage.
Even my worst one lasted a year. This is 2 months.
2 months?
This thing
Fuck
sucks.
that. How much was the chair?
Like almost $200. Jesus fucking Christ.
Oh god.
Jesus.
Buy a
You got
cheap chair,
ripped
they'll
off,
last you
man.
longer.
My chairs. My
It's not under
fucking
warranty.
like
The return- the return
grown-up
win-
toy vibrate chair was like $200.
Miranda, the return window for this chair, the return window for this chair closed last month on the 15th. So I can't do shit about this. I'm stuck with it. Fuck.
Get the power tools out, reattach the armrest. Is it just the
Oh,
armrest?
no, okay. The armrest is attached, just that like the limiter is gone, so it just kind of snapped.
Wait,
so
the
it just,
limiter?
What is a limiter?
Like there's nothing stopping it from going all the way around anymore. Like I can just fucking twist it.
Wait, on the armrest?
Yeah, the armrest, like the arm thing, it's coming undone essentially.
Does it adjust the armrest?
Yeah, like my armrest can adjust.
Why would you have an adjustable armchair?
Why? I mean, why not?
Chair, shit.
To adjust it.
But yeah, I would say like if there's any way you can just makeshift that shit together with like I don't know screws, maybe try that.
Nope. It's just fucked up, and it's probably gonna get more fucked up, considering that it's already broken like twice.
Like I said,
This thing.
again,
You might be able to get a refund from Amazon itself. Yeah, Amazon tends to be good with.
I mean, like that was the Amazon return window. It finished last month.
I'd still complain to the company that made the chair.
You might be, if you Karen out, you might be able to
I'm
win
not
it.
gonna fucking.
be a
Fine.
Karen.
No.
No, this isn't being a Karen. This is being righteously pissed.
No. No, you
But
go
enough
to their
about-
office and you kill them all and you let God sort them out.
Oh my
What the
God.
hell?
That was a
It's an
quote from
easy
a. That was a
quote.
quote from a thing. Anyways, that's enough
it
about
for
my
tonight's
chair.
session.
No, that's enough from my chair.
I
Does anybody have
warned
any
you.
thoughts?
I warned you about the chair, bro.
I
told
warned you
that.
about chairs, bro.
Are you about this chair, bro? You should have bought
When
a
are
more
we-
premium one or a cheaper one. Never the
I
middle.
told you, man.
When are we doing the Sweet Bro and Hella Jeff fan casting?
Never.
I don't know, bro. We're making this happen.
Man,
We're
I just
doing
noticed
it.
that your Catboy meter is way off now.
Oh yeah,
What
it's
about
super duper off.
Hey, Orange, what about
Where we at?
Not for weeks.
Hey,
We're at
Orange, what about
83. We're 82 people right now.
Hey, Orange, what about the Homestuck read-through?
Never.
Shut up.
He's never gonna reach the
Yeah, that's for your own time. If you can even
Yeah.
manage to get anybody involved with that,
That's like more than 5 years worth of reading. If
Which
you can
I-
handle it.
which might only be Kaneko and maybe Noir.
Yeah.
Homestuck's got a
I'd be
massive
to
cast.
and to explain to people what it
And I'm
is.
also not going to force anybody to read it if they don't want to. I'm not crazy.
And then you have this stuff for the first couple chapters of wondering, what does this have to do with trolls?
On the other hand, I'm incredibly crazy, and all of you need to read it. After you read the Saga Song of Beaglesaurus.
There's the plug.
I am prioritizing Beaglesaurus over Homestuck. I'm going to be real.
Hell
Been a
yeah.
while since we had a
Fair
Beaglesaurus.
and true.
Beaglesaurus
So
is
based.
shorter.
Even Toby Fox abandoned it.
Even Toby Fox abandoned it.
Not
He has
me,
a
but
life- he has a
Al-
All right, we are incredibly off base and off topic. So I'm going to
All
see
right,
if you guys have any Umineko things.
I had a thought.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, how many Battler puns are we at? We're at Blackler, we're at Dadler. How many more puns
Do
can we get?
not call him Blackler, please.
Also,
I'm fucking begging here. Do not call him Blackler.
Also,
Holy shit.
am I
Okay,
am I
I'm gonna have to
You
ask
opened
now,
Pandora's box,
what
sorry.
the
Okay,
hell
and since
is I-
Khan was gone, explain Black Battler.
Yeah, so remember Khan, remember during the game with Burncastle at the end, and it was revealed that Battler and Rudolph and Kyria were the culprits of that.
Yeah.
So what happened is that eventually, further on, they made a manifestation of the quote-unquote Battler family culprit theory, and that took the form of Black Battler, which was technically, that was the first time you ever saw him, technically. He didn't have any fucking lines, which is kind of unfortunate, other than laughing and pretending to not be the culprit. In the fighting game, you can play as Black Battler, and he has a fun purple, purple jacket instead of the normal one. He is featured in
Wasn't that the anti-battler at that point?
No, it's Black Battler, because that's what it's called in the fighting game.
Just like Black Goku.
It's Goku Black.
Goku Black?
There's also Balatler, which is the Eastern European Battler.
Nope.
He wears an Adidas tracksuit.
Bad
dog!
Orange is. I hold you personally accountable for this.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
I'm very disappointed I barely could ever use Dadler after Orange showed that to me. After Orange himself told me about Dadler.
At
Exactly. See?
Also,
At any
Marinda, which female woman voice actress are you asking about?
What?
In
How
the Twitch
little-
chat, they said they blame the one woman voice actress for all this, the one who kept going on about a happy Halloween party wasn't right here.
What?
You.
Me?
That's the most. That is the most threatening chat message I think I have ever seen. I'm going to be real.
Holy shit!
When did I?
Oh, Con.
No, I am genuinely drawing a blank here.
It's not the Onslaught Noir.
Early on in episode 8. I don't even remember that. Oh.
No! Oh, I was saying that, wasn't I? Don't curse my anxiety and my stupid brain! Curse you past me!
That's just basic understanding of how stories work.
Alright, I'm getting a more powerful chair now. Thank you,
Yes,
Noir. You
more
are the
powerful.
silver case.
Yeah, I kept telling you.
This is on me! Curse you past
said.
me! I'm gonna fucking kill you past me!
Battler said he won't let his story.
No!
No. Battler said he won't let this story be sad or unhappy. And you kept going, no, burn his gun into free. And now look what happened. It's all your fault.
Damn it, you're right!
Wait, I was
Should
the
have
one
had more
saying
faith
burn.
in
Yep,
Angie's
yep,
beautiful future.
Hey, I thought I was the one saying that.
Yep. I blame all of you.
Yeah, and
Hey, what the
I
fuck?
was
didn't say
right.
sh- Hey, what the fuck? I didn't say shit.
I hold every single one of you personally accountable.
Well, we haven't seen the ending yet.
So what
Rindy,
about
I didn't say
when it happened
shit.
in your read-through, Rindy? Who was at fault then?
Somehow you guys retroactively through the power of the future.
I can't believe
Yep.
Rindy.
Sure.
I can't believe Rindy is
Rindy
blaming
refuses
us.
to take responsibility
Listen,
once
I was
again.
just a Miko. Okay?
When did this turn into victim blaming?
Look, Rindy was just a Miku. It's fine.
Well,
Look,
you're not
I'm just
blaming me.
simply. I'm just saying. Bone was the one talking about, oh, Burn gonna show up and ruin the shit. Now look what happened.
Yeah, and I was right.
See?
Hell yeah, high five me, Burn.
You manifested the reality you wished for.
I don't-
You
I don't-
chose your truth.
I don't have anything to clap with, so I'm gonna slap my desk. There we are. That's my high five.
Look at that goat, all excited for this tragedy.
Also, I will
Thank you,
say,
AC Denton. You are the silver case. Hey, we're close. We're close to a hype train.
I will say I think there is a very small possibility that, so the way that they are saying, like, about how she thought that the family might be alive, that she's in denial about that, like, I'm just wondering, are they actually alive? Is there actually somebody from the family? I don't think so.
We've seen Angie's future and only Eva
Maybe
survived.
not all of them, because that's just too crazy, but maybe just one person survived?
But, like,
I don't know.
Maybe, like, Kyrie's in hiding or something, I don't know, but I doubt it, but, like, there's
It
the
could be
possibility.
anyone. It could even be Battler for all we know.
Yeah, right. Like, Battler all somehow survived all this.
He might have. Like, we don't know. Like, it was like a tunnel. They said that could lead to an escape.
And what, he's just been conspicuously in hiding all this time?
Honestly, like, we don't know what this family's deal is. Like, we're constantly seeing variations of this person is scum and kill people. This person is scum and kill people.
All these Furies and all of them equal to either nothing or everything.
Do we have any intention of reading the manga? Noir did. I'm not.
There's a
So
section of the
personally,
manga.
yeah, we will be reading through a specific part of the manga that actually kind of
Are
helps
we?
elaborate on. Yeah, it'll
Will
be
we?
it'll help elaborate through some things that are kind of left unexplained. We won't be showing it on. We won't be showing it on stream because, like, there's a weird gray area about reading that kind of stuff on screen.
Yeah,
That's fair.
Which
I
hates
read-
that.
I read the first 2 episodes when I was trying to catch up and remind myself of what happened in the questions arc before we did the big theory session.
The most different one is episode 8 because that was actually kind of rushed due to various reasons, and so he kind of wanted a second chance at it.
The manga was rushed?
The the original version of episode 8 was rushed.
In the visual novel?
Yes, in the VN.
So are we gonna go to the rushed ending?
No,
We are going through the rushed. We're reading the visual novel. The rushed ending is what we're reading.
And here's the thing, I say that, it's not bad. Like, episode 8 is still fantastic in this. It's just some bonus context and some extra stuff that is pretty good.
Lines.
Just good content in general.
Yeah,
Okay.
Referencing.
So we're doing Syconia after Umineko, right?
No.
We're doing
No?
Morgana.
baby.
Right. I keep on.
got kind of pushed back.
Okay, I keep on forgetting our order.
Apparently we're...
The House and Fata Morgana.
What Nor said.
I think they're waiting for Syconia to be done before we do it.
Not even done. We just want part 2, but even then it might.
We're gonna give it like a hot Texas minute by going through some of the other content stuff that we have lined up.
Hot Texas minute?
Yeah, but if it
Wait,
takes
you don't even know that?
if we get to the end of the fucking year and there isn't even like a hint of that shit coming out, we're just gonna fucking do Syconia. Like probably around we probably if we did it around December, that'd be pretty cool.
Do you want to do Rose Gun Days before Syconia?
That's the plan, at least based on what B is pressuring me to do. Is once we finish Fata Morgana, we're going to read Rose Gun Days.
I want to see Weird Mafia Satoko.
Pasta Mafia.
Is that Pasta Mafia?
That is Pasta Mafia.
Gang.
So how large is the cast of Fata Morgana?
It's not
Incredibly
very
small.
large, actually.
I feel alright. So we're getting Robo to do all the roles, right?
No. Actually, I will be doing all the roles.
I'm going to tell you right now, Fata Morgana, you guys will probably, we'll have, a much more condensed cast, because, Fata Morgana is, pretty much serious, the entirety of the fucking time. So, sans people who have already read it, aka me, B, and Zaz, it'll just kind of be the voice actors, and you guys can pop in after the stream is over to do discussion stuff.
Okay.
So we're gonna be watching, audience. Okay, fair enough.
We are still going to be reading Higanbana, right?
At some point, yes.
When are we gonna read Hoda Ruby?
That's a manga. We literally can't read manga on stream as far as I'm aware.
When are we gonna read Lilith too?
And also, Twitch has a thing against certain things like copyright.
When are we gonna read
other
Dramatical
bullshit.
Murder?
When are we gonna read Dramatical
You're gonna have to ask AC about that.
You have to ask me.
The only I'm really dreading the person who is gonna read Dramatical Murder because I voice a guy who voices a guy. I voice a guy who shares a VA with a Dramatical
Talk
Murder.
about that now.
Joshy is clamoring.
Oh, Okanogi.
He's fiending.
No,
I
have to read
He needs to voice BL.
Actual fun fact, the voice actor for Willard was the voice actor for Kojaku in Dramatical Murder.
Get out! You're serious?
AC,
Yeah.
can we get your best Okanogi in Dramatical Murder?
Why are my hands so big? Wait, it's out.
Oh god, I don't want to imagine Okanogi with yelling hands.
Talk about how toxic your relationship is.
Oh my god.
Actually, there probably is a character AC would voice in Dramatical Murder.
Is there a live-action TV adaptation of Umineko?
I wish.
Does that exist? Is that a thing that's gonna be made?
No.
The closest we'll get is a stage play.
From what I understand, the stage plays are gonna have little snippets of bonus content thrown in there that are slightly different from the original thing.
I actually forgot that he's actually just an AC character with the fucking camera and the suit.
That dude does look like an AC character. What's that
It's
character
just
name?
Akushima.
Mondo.
Yeah.
What is it?
Akushima.
From Dramatical
Stand
Murder?
back.
Yeah.
I like the watch.
I'm in!
Oh,
What if
jeez.
Dramatical Murder 2 is
Well,
announced and
honestly-
Sumiyomoto is actually in there? What are you gonna do then, Orange?
What if a murder occurs in Dramatical Murder Orange? Now what?
If Sumio Mondo is in there, that's like holding a guy hostage. It's like Orange is
It's
like,
half
that's
the
my
thing.
boy they got. I have to be there.
And what if it's somehow turned into boy-on-boy pretty sex?
I mean, it's Dramatic Murder.
That also happens. I know that happened.
What if Sumiyomoto had wrought half-intimate sex with Sundown? Sundown?
You know, Sumio, I've been touching my inner child. Wait, why is he breaking it up
No,
during?
don't say that line.
Why are you touching his inner
Don't
child?
say that without context, please.
Jesus Christ.
Oh
Why
man,
did
I'm
you take that line?
Child.
Oh, you know what they say,
Congratulations,
Jack. Kids are cruel, and I love mothers.
Never mind. Cut the stream. Cut the stream.
Prevent the fire, please.
I'm going to cut this. I'm going to end the stream now. Good night, everybody.
Wait,
Okay,
Good night.
Bye bye.